I'm going to talk about how to complete a Dlivrd Catering order on this segment of the Gig Geezer. If this is your first time checking out the Gig Geezer, if you're a returning visitor of the Gig Geezer, hey, thanks for coming by. And if you would not mind, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I have shared from time to time the Dlivrd Catering app. And the Dlivrd Catering app is one that a lot of gig hustlers and content creators are sharing information about, and how the Dlivrd app is one that can definitely provide you a good bump in your daily grind, your daily hustle. The reason being, at least based on my experience on the Dlivrd app, which dates back to June of 2022, and which I have completed dozens of deliveries on the app. It's my belief that the Dlivrd app pays better than another app that's in my market, deliverthat, but also some can say that it rivals very closely to DoorDash's large order program. I would venture to say that the Dlivrd app, if you get the right opportunities, pays even better than the DoorDash large order program. Now, I have seen drivers share experiences where they've earned as much as $120, $125, maybe even upwards of $140, $150 from a DoorDash catering order. That has been my experience as well. My highest paying DoorDash catering order opportunity, which is on the former Drive program, paid $149. That was also the only time a DoorDash order paid that much. Many of the former Drive program opportunities became nothing more than glorified regular order opportunities, which is very disappointing. But even with the large order program, my highest paying DoorDash large order program opportunity occurred Cinco de Mayo of 2022, in which it paid $89. That was a Chipotle catering opportunity, and I've had a number of them to pay in the $50s and $60, $40. I would venture to say that a normal paying DoorDash catering order is anywhere between $20 and $34. A better paying opportunity is from $35 to $49, and a really good paying opportunity is anything over $50. If you get a catering opportunity that pays less than $20, that is one to piss you off. The lowest paying opportunity that you're going to get on the Dlivrd app is a $20 commission. That's going to be a $10 base and a $10 tip, guaranteed minimum. Your guaranteed tip on the Dlivrd app is going to be $10 as well. Now, all that is to set up is this catering opportunity that I'm taking you on is a $1,200 opportunity. It's paying $75. That's a big drop off from the last completed Dlivrd catering opportunity that I had of similar size, in which I made $242. But that's proof, and I'm just sharing it as it is, and I'm just sharing, giving you a real perspective of things. That's just proof that not every order is going to pay the same, but it is possible to get an order that may pay that much. It is possible. Now, realistically though, I would say that for me, my average catering opportunities are paying in the $60 range on the Dlivrd app. And that's not a bad bump in your daily grind and daily hustle. So, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment of the Gig Geezer or in any other segment of the Gig Geezer, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. When you get a notification for a Dlivrd catering order, it's going to play off of your phone ringtone. You'll know it because it'll stay on there for about a minute or so. One trick that I've learned in terms of finding out how much the catering opportunity is going to pay: don't immediately hit that accept button when you see it. Let it play out some, and then go back and look at the text message, and then you'll see the amount that it's going to pay. And then you can decide whether it's one that you want to accept or decline. From that, later in the evening or hours later, you're going to get a reminder by text that this is your catering order opportunity that you're going to have for the next day. The Dlivrd assigning team will make sure on multiple fronts to remind you that you have a catering order opportunity the next day. Usually the catering orders are assigned in the anytime after 1 o'clock in the afternoon and as late as 6 o'clock in the evening. That is when I've seen the greater majority of my opportunities. There is the possibility while you're out during the course of a day, you may be offered a catering order opportunity, and that's when the assigning team sees that you're still out there. You've already probably completed a catering opportunity during the day, and they're like, hey, we really need you for this one. Can you come through for us with this? And that's happened on 1 or 2 occasions for me in my experience with Dlivrd. And by the way, Dlivrd is a relatively small operation. It has less than 25 employees, and I've shared this in an early segment of the Gig Geezer. They are now in somewhere about 100 markets, and they are competing like with other gig apps like deliverthat for that very competitive catering market. Now, by the way, I have right here provided you the phone number to Dlivrd, where you can call them ideally after peak hours of like 2-3 in the afternoon, or you can text message them on that same number. And if you are new and are interested in being onboarded with Dlivrd, you can also use the link that I provided in the description section below or in the comment section below of this particular segment of the Gig Geezer. Or you can look up previous segments of the Gig Geezer in which I talked about Dlivrd, and you should see a link that I have provided in which you can sign up for Dlivrd. Now, so the assigning team, as I said, assigns these orders in the afternoon. They're going to send you a text message later that evening reminding you of your delivery opportunity or your catering opportunity. And then depending on the size of the order, they're also going to give you a little bit of information in terms of the number of people who are being served with this catering order opportunity. With this particular one that I'm doing, I got a second text message apprising me that this order is going to be for about 54 people. I've had one where it's been as many as 100 people. So you're going to expect a couple of notifications. Some people don't like what appears to be micromanaging, but you got to understand, they're running a business and they're wanting to make sure that these orders are completed, because at least with Dlivrd, at least what I recall with the onboarding session, you don't get any chances in terms of being what's considered a no-show on that app. It's one and done. So this is one of the reasons why they do that. Now I'm actually starting my day today, Friday, February 10, 2023. And I am about an hour or so outside of the actual delivery time, the pickup time for my order. Dlivrd will also notify you again with the ringtone notification that you should start your order, and you got 15 minutes to start the order, or it may unassign you from the order. Now, one way around it is that if you know that your pickup time is, say, 10 o'clock, hit the start button before 9 o'clock so you don't get that notification. You'll also get a text message apprising you of the same thing. And that's what I did. My pickup is at 10:15. I've already slid to start my order. Now, when I come back, we're gonna pick up from the actual pickup location, and I'll go over a couple of things that I think that's important for you when you are completing orders for Dlivrd, and for that matter, any other catering order opportunity. Alrighty, I am in the parking lot adjacent to the pickup location for this Dlivrd order, and at this juncture, what I want to do is try to take you through the strategy that I go about doing my catering order opportunities. Now, as I mentioned already, Dlivrd, they'll send you multiple notifications of you knowing that, hey, you've got this catering opportunity coming up. And so what I'll do is on the order page, there are two sections. There's a arrival section, and then there's the delivery section. And the delivery section is where you can tap into it, and It'll give you the actual order amount. In this particular case, is $1,198. Now that number kind of gives me an idea also as well how many catering bags I may need, or how I may need to situate the items for this catering order. Of course, now another rule of thumb for me, depending on the dollar amount, of course, with food costing as much as it does, $100, it doesn't take much to hit $100 as you go to the store or at a restaurant. And so, rule of thumb for me, $100, about $150 could equal one catering bag. $300 is going to equal 2 catering bags. $450 is going to probably equal 3 catering bags. So I'm already thinking along those lines. And it's not exact science. You may go you may add a bag, but rule of thumb, 1 bag for every $150 is what you're going to need. Now, of course, when you're starting out, you may just have the bags that are provided by Dlivrd, or in the other carrier, or in the other company, Deliverthat. At least those are the places in my market. But I always recommend to get your own bags, and you can go online. I usually recommend going to Amazon, where you can find decent quality bags. The ones that I've got, the last set of bags that I cost, which have plastic lining on the inside, inside the bags have plastic lining, which has been a big lifesaver, because I have lost a handful of bags in my time doing these catering orders because of stuff spilling out. Not all these orders are packaged, or not all these orders are packaged in such a way where stuff does not seep out. For example, I can count on it, if it's an Asian restaurant, there's going to be stuff seeping out. If it's Cracker Barrel, I can count on it because they have the pans in which they have holes. They have holes at the top, and so stuff is going to seep out that way. But you get what you pay for. If you use the ones that have like that lined insulation, it looks like aluminum foil. Well, you can count on it that those are going to get ruined pretty quickly. And then there are the ones where it's just the same material as the exterior. You can count on those being ruined eventually. So the bags with the plastic lining, they cost about $26 each. I feel that that's a solid investment. So you've got that now. You kind of plan out how many bags you're going to have, you're going to use. If you don't, and you're starting out, just plan on getting them. Plan on investing in them. I am one in which I believe that what we do can be an honorable craft, and it's what you do that makes it an honorable craft. And by the way, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment of the Gig Geezer, or in any other segment of the Gig Geezer, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. Now, obviously, I am doing this segment from my cargo van. I did not start out having a cargo van, and with respect to doing gig food delivery work, which I began in 2019. Now, with Dlivrd, you are likely to be a candidate for larger size opportunities based on the vehicle. Now, if you've got a Prius or a Hyundai Elantra, you're not going to get that $1,200 order. But if you have an SUV or a pickup truck, as I've shown in past Gig Geezer segments with my F-150, you will show the capacity of handling larger catering order opportunities. So, and that's, but not everyone has an SUV, and I get this. Not everyone has an F-150. Not everybody has a cargo van. And by the way, I want to acknowledge one of my subscribers. His name is Rashad. He originally, when I first met Rashad, he had just come down from Charlotte to the Columbia, South Carolina metropolitan area. And I've mentioned him before, but the reason why I'm mentioning him now is because when I ran into Rashad yesterday, I looked to my left and I'm like, Yeah, Rashad. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's right, man. It had been a while since we last talked. In fact, the last time we spoke, we were both picking up orders from a PDQ restaurant, and the first time we met, we were actually picking up orders from a Jersey Mike. And when we first met last summer, he was telling me how he was trying to get things together with just getting his business together, getting his act together. And then the last time I spoke to him, I shared some things with him. And this last time, Rashad has a cargo van as well. In fact, he has the Connect cargo van, which is the smaller van, the 4-cylinder van. But the fact is that he's got one, and he's in a position now, as he shared with me, he's making more money because he's got a greater capacity to do things. So that's how you handle your business. That's how you handle your business. And it just so happened when I ran into him yesterday, he had a catering order opportunity as well. When I come back, I'm going to show you the actual order that I have to deliver, and also I'm going to go over from the drop-off location some insights as well, and we'll wrap up this segment of the Gig Geezer. All right, we have picked up this large catering order, and as you see in the inset here, this particular restaurant does provide boxes to put their stuff in. So not everything you have to put into a catering bag. Now, if you see on the inset on this particular one, all the contents, all the items for that catering order, the one that paid more but of similar dollar size, all the items fit in my catering bags. So each situation is going to vary. There are places that will provide boxes for their items, and there are places that don't provide boxes for their items, and that's where your catering bags come into play. But even so, I still used one, two, three, at least 3 catering bags, 4 catering bags, and that was to put the drinks in. One was to put the salt, the pesto and other condiments in, and the rest were provided in boxes. So next time I get back with you, I will be talking from the drop-off location of this big order. Alrighty, I am about 5 minutes away from the drop-off location. In fact, maybe 90 seconds from the freeway exit, and then hopefully no more than 3 minutes into the parking lot so that I can unload all this stuff and go up to the 2nd or 3rd floor of the facility to drop off this catering order. And what I wanted to just kind of go back over for you first time catering folk on the Dlivrd app. One thing that certainly will help over the long haul as you begin to get larger order opportunities is to have something to make the load a lot easier. What I mean is, to the point, having a hand cart, having some type of hand cart so that you can transport all this stuff. You start carrying drinks and ice, that's some heavy stuff. And you know, whether you have to go upstairs or go up an elevator, there's some walking involved. And well, one thing that you can do is, once you arrive at the location, ask the people whether they have a cart or not. That helps. I mean, that's something that I learned about, I want to say 2-3 months into my completing orders on the Dlivrd app, and for that matter, the deliverthat app. That helped a lot. But I decided, once I had my first really big order, that was like a $1,700 opportunity, and this is the thumbnail to that particular segment of the Gig Geezer. I invested in a hand cart, a 36 by 24 hand cart from Harbor Freight. That was like a $60 investment, and it was a $60 investment well spent. When you're doing these type of things, it's invaluable. That's all I can say. Invaluable. If you invest in something else, looks like the little the foldable version of those old red carts that kids used to play with. If you have one of those, that's good too. There are content creators who have shown their version of their hand carts for their orders, and whatever works for you. So now I am turning into the parking lot area of this facility. There is a specific place where we can park, and it is proximate. It is adjacent to the actual entrance, but it's very limited. It's very, very, very tight parking situation here, and the people can be rather annoying sometimes. But I'll get back with you once I've completed this order. Alrighty, alright. I have completed the drop off of that large catering order opportunity, and I am now breathing a big sigh of relief, and to the extent where I've put my customary hat on. One thing I will say again, sometimes it feels as if you have to be in shape to do these orders, because you're pushing a lot of heavy items when you're doing catering, especially when you do the larger orders. With that said, I know that I said that this is for those who are starting out with the Dlivrd app in terms of what you should look for, what I think that will be helpful pointers in being successful at completing delivered order opportunities. It goes without saying, the catering bag is a big deal. I mean, Dlivrd will provide you a couple catering bags. I would say that they're of modest quality. They may help you with certain items because of the flexibility of these bags, but you're going to have to invest in some bags. As I mentioned, going on Amazon and investing in bags, the ones with the plastic lining will help. In fact, today, with the drop-off situation, there were some drinks in those gallon containers that were not properly secured, and they spilled in my bag. Now, had I had a Dlivrd bag, that bag would have been drenched. Had it been another quality bag, it would have been drenched, or depending on what may have spilled out, it could have ruined the bag, because these bags, you really can't wash them. And so because this bag had plastic lining, all I had to do was just pour out the liquid, run some water through there, and of course when I later on when I get to a much more comfortable spot, I can disinfect it and clean it and all, and I'm good to go again in terms of the use of the catering bags. That's one thing that I would recommend. Another thing is getting you a hand cart, especially as you begin to see larger dollar amount opportunities. I had to go up to the 3rd floor with this particular order, and I had to go from parking lot through the lobby up to the 3rd floor. And when you don't have a hand cart, and you don't have the right catering bags, that's going to wear on you really fast, and you're going to be mad at yourself for having accepted the order opportunity because it's asking more of you. So this is one way how you help yourself out. Now, as with anything, as I mentioned about whatever, it's what you do that makes it's how you go about doing things that makes it an honorable gig or hustle. And when you set yourself up with the correct equipment to handle these type of things, you're making it easier for yourself, and it's also going to give yourself a better name because people do remember you. And I've said this a lot. Another thing is maintaining communication with Dlivrd, with the support people, and sometimes ezCater will get into it as well. As I mentioned, they may call you, but typically respond to the inquiries when you're out there, because they may ask for an ETA. Respond, give them the ETA, give them the response of whether you're loading up or not. Some people find that intrusive and annoying because it's like, hey, I'm a grown ass person and I don't need all that. But again, we're actually conducting business. We're in business for ourselves, and your success is going to portend to better opportunities down the road. And that's what I've seen so far as well. Now, again, when it comes to pay, I believe that Dlivrd pays better than DoorDash. It pays better than Grubhub. It pays better than Uber Eats. And it definitely pays better than deliverthat. In fact, in a recent conversation I had with some folk with deliverthat, I'll just use my old newspaper parlance in that they would not confirm nor deny that orders typically going to pay in the $30 range regardless of order size. The only way that you're going to see more money in many of those opportunities on the deliverthat app, and you got to understand, I have no problem with deliverthat. I do still believe that deliverthat can provide a decent bump in your daily grind and hustle. So what I'm sharing is that they say that you may see additional money opportunities based on distance, because they do pay a distance fee for each fraction or mile that is over 10 miles. You get $1 per mile or that fraction thereof. So if it's like 0.1 mile, additional, you get 10 cents. But basically, for each mile beyond 10 miles, you get an additional $1. And then there's also the wait time. If you're held up in wait time with your order, you get, after 15 minutes, you get $5 for every 15 minutes. But those are aberrations. Those are not situations that are going to occur consistently unless you go to a restaurant that is notorious for being late with their orders. With Dlivrd, you do get wait time as well. It kicks in after 15 minutes. You don't get distance. You don't get additional distance money, but your base money is going to vary depending on the order, and your tips are going to vary depending on the order. But again, you're going to get a minimum of $10 base and a minimum of $10 commission. Or you're going to get a minimum of $10 base. You're going to get a minimum of $10 in tip. So a minimum of $20. But it's my belief that over time, again, Dlivrd will pay more. Now, if you're interested in being on board with Dlivrd, I have provided a link that you can use, a referral link that you can use in the description section below and in the comment section. If you were to go back through previous Gig Geezer segments in which I have highlighted Dlivrd in my segments, there are also referral links in the comment section or in the description section below. And so, hopefully I've helped you with gaining some type of insight on Dlivrd, and for you newer Dlivrd earning partners, that's what they call us. Hopefully what I've shared is of some help and some use to you. And if you like the content that's been provided in this segment of the Gig Geezer or in any other segment of the Gig Geezer, hit that subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.